What's going on, everybody? Tank 820 here to do a Blu-ray review on Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. Basically, this is the fifth installment of the Paranormal Activity series, and in my opinion, this is a real good one. I mean, not many people care for the Paranormal Activities because they think, it's the same thing over and over again, and it's not the right away factor. In Paranormal Activity, they use the build up factor, which basically it takes time for the scares to happen. It's not like 10 seconds into the movie they're trying to scare you to death. And I can't stand movies like that because it really doesn't work. The way Paranormal Activity does it, the scares are just right, and each time they get worse and worse. But basically, Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, the main character, he graduates from high school at the beginning of the movie, and he has a big party, a big fiesta. And this movie hits a little close to home with me because I am of Mexican descent, and so is the character in this film. So, I found it a little more interesting than some people would. But, yeah, basically, this movie is about this kid who graduates high school, who, is ready to take on life, ready to take life by the horns. And he lives in this development, and there's this woman who lives downstairs. I believe she's a witch. And, he has this new camera, so he's figuring out ways to, play with this new camera. So he has this bright idea to put the camera down the heating vent to see what's going on in this neighbor lady's house, because she's really weird. Like, her windows are newspapered up and you can't see in them. And well, he finds out she practices witchcraft and stuff like that. Well, later in the movie, his buddy, it wasn't really his buddy, it was a guy he knew, breaks into the woman's house and kills her. And later on you find out that he's possessed by a demon, and that the main character's mother made a pact with this cult of witches that where on the 18th birthday the demon comes to collect. And the guy who killed the old lady, his mother also made a pact, and it's like a group of them. Well, at the beginning of when it all starts, he starts getting these superpowers and stuff. Like, he gets this extra strength. I remember there's this scene where him and his buddy are at the park, and it's starting to get late, and these two guys come and try to mug him, and they're starting to hit on him, and he just hulks up and sends one sailing into the vending machine. And then there's another scene where whatever is inside of him won't let him hit the ground. Like, he'll throw himself back, and whatever is inside of him won't let him hit the ground. He even goes as far as climbing up on a chair and throwing himself back, and whatever's in him just won't let him hit the ground. So, but as the film progresses and later on in the movie, you start seeing him change. He starts getting more evil, and he starts doing things like, there's this one scene where his friend, it's his friend or his sister, introduces him to a guy she's dating and in the store, and he flips out and tries to beat his ass. And that's really the start of it. And then you start seeing him do bad things. And there's a scene where this scene was kind of hard for me to watch, is when he has a chihuahua, and his buddy walks in his room one day, and he has the chihuahua up against the wall. He's not touching him. He's using his powers to push this chihuahua against the wall, and the dog is trying to get free and crying. And I could have done without the depiction of harmful behavior to animals, but it didn't take anything away from this movie for me. It was one of them scenes that were added that they could have done without, and it would have still got the point across. And as you find out later in the film, this kind of coincides with the first one. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it almost brings the Paranormal Activity story full circle, but not quite yet. I mean, the director's saying he has a little bit more story to tell, so he's hoping that the fans will bear with him for, I think he said like 2 more movies. But I really liked it. I mean, it was a good one, you know. And there's this one scene where they're in the basement, and they're in the basement of the old woman's house who was murdered, and these 2 little girls just appear out of nowhere with black. Oh, that scene kind of freaked me out. But if I'd have to say, I give Paranormal Activity the Mark 1's 4 out of 5 stars, but that's my personal opinion. Like I said, I know people, you know, after the first Paranormal Activity, they started dissing Paranormal Activity bad, but, you know, I like it better than the 4th one, definitely. The 4th one shouldn't have even been a part of the series. Like, that movie was straight up garbage. But this one, in my opinion, saved the franchise, as Part 4 almost killed it. But yeah, so like I said, I give Paranormal Activity 4 out of 5 stars. And if you can, if you're a Paranormal Activity fan, you already know and you already picked it up. But if you're not a Paranormal Activity fan like me, I would at least try to get a red box and just give it a chance. I mean, this might be the one that changes your mind about the series, or this could be the one that, you know, this is the one that could kill the series for you. I mean, it all depends what your preference is. Me personally, I like the whole found footage style of filmmaking because it makes you feel like you're more into the movie than if you would just watch like a regular, you know, just a regular film. But, so, I give Paranormal Activity a very good rating. It's a very good movie in my opinion. Just give it a chance. And that's it for my Blu-ray update. Next time I will probably be doing Ride Along in my next update. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, you know, stay easy, watch movies, and come on back here. Bye.